My name is Laetitia Miéral, I'm a paper magician, and today I'm going to share with you a few secrets about iron wire. I personally use two different sorts of iron wire. Two wire coils like this, one is 1.1 millimeter and one is 0.8 or 0.7 millimeters. I don't exactly have the American sizes of it, but I think it's something you can find easily online. One is really super soft, easy to apply, and the other one is a little thicker and really useful for all the things you want to be very safe, very secure, like an armature for a character, for an animal, for all these things. I use it for all my windows, banisters, balconies in my dollhouses, different houses. I also use it for all my arabesque and baroque decors I like to use. I also use it to create little pieces of furniture like this, to create little decor, arabesque ornaments. It's super helpful to shape the ornaments. Little mushrooms, it's also iron wire under it. Some base for a flower I didn't finish, really for everything. I really don't use a lot the very soft one because I'm really used to this one, which is super reliable. It really keeps everything very thick and very secure, so I prefer this one. But I would perhaps advise you to have at least two of them, just to be sure you have two different sizes and it's going to be more comfortable for you to work with iron wire. So I use it under my paper. It's really always hidden. You will never see a piece of iron wire showing in my artwork because I don't like to show it, but it's under it. I don't use it for everything, really. As I said, for the characters, I will use it for the arms and legs, not for the fingers, not for the nose, not for the ears for a bunny, for example, or something like that. It's really just for a few things, very specific things in my case. Other artists would definitely use it in a totally different way, but in my case, I really like to use it just for very specific things. Where to buy it? You can buy it in any DIY shop or in supermarket also. I find it in my local supermarket at about €5, I think, and it's the easiest, the most common place, the 1.1 millimeter, which I buy there in the supermarket. And it's 50 meters long, so you can keep it for a very long time. And I'm going to show you one really nice way to use iron wire. In that case, I use my iron wire to attach a balloon and an air balloon to my little panda. And you can possibly think that it's super easy to do and nothing crazy here. But the truth is, as my characters always have super tiny hands, they are very fragile, very light. It's not so easy to attach something quite heavy because I use wood glue, which is a little heavy, and my air balloon wasn't that light. So I have a trick. I'm just going to show you in a few minutes how I do that. And many occasions in my work, I work in the other way around. So in that case, I'm going to start to add my accessory, to prepare the accessory at the very beginning, before I even started to add my costume or anything like that. This way I'm really sure I have a super safe air balloon or balloon. They are not going to compromise a little the balance of the character or anything. They're really safely attached. And I can then afterwards add my costume, anything. But I really add it when I'm building the structure of the character. And sometimes I didn't even add the head of the character. It's really at the very beginning. And I found out that it was a really helpful way and very safe way to add anything. I could add something even much more heavy than that, which would be like flying above the character if I want to, like a sphere or I don't know, anything crazy. So that's a little trick I'm going to show you in a few seconds. And so the secret here is to start when your character is not sculpted yet. It's totally naked, as you can see. The head is not there. I didn't sculpt anything here. It's super warped, not pretty at all, but it's just the best way to build something really secure, really safe, which will help you to have a really nice balloon or any other object which will fly above the character. So this is the way it works. You have to work on the other way around. At the end, You will start to attach your balloon or anything before you even dress your character or anything like that. It's really the secret. So here, I'm going to attach my balloon here with this arm, and I'm going to make it a little stronger. So I will add another piece of my thickest iron wire, which is my 1.1 millimeter. I'm going to cut one piece, and I'm going to glue it here just to make it really safe. I have a strip of newspaper and wood glue, and I'm going to wrap this really nice and tight around the base for the arm. Really tight, just to be sure this arm is really strong. And the first layer was also the same thickness of iron wire, 1.1, which is the one I used to create this arm. Now if I want to add my balloon, I'm going to use the edge here, and I'm going to put it on the body, really to secure it as far as I can. I would never take my balloon, my piece of paper, and glue it just on the hand. It would never work because my characters are always super light. I only work with paper. I don't want to have something heavy at all. I want to have something very light, so I will try to work. So try to add it here, and I'm going to secure it really well. And now I would continue to sculpt the hand and the rest of the character at the head and all that. And I would know my balloon is really well attached. It's not going to put my character in a wrong balance. I can still shape it. I can still put it in another direction if I want to. But it's super safe. And I'm not destroying my beautiful hand if I've done one. It's really much better this way. So you see, you really have to work at the very beginning. So you have to think about this sort of idea at the beginning, and then you can start to shape all you want. Another way I would also do would be just to add my very long piece of iron wire, glue it, for example, on the other hand if I want to. I let it this way. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, so I could totally follow the same technique I showed you there. And then I could add whatever I want on top of it. But I would always glue this at the very, very beginning. Not at the end, once I finish sculpting a beautiful hand, everything. It would never work, it would be really annoying, you would totally damage your hand, it wouldn't be pretty. So that's just a little secret to attach a balloon, an air balloon, or anything you want to a hand, which would be a little heavy, to make sure it's very, very safe and pretty. Another thing I like to do with iron wire is a lot of arabesque and decor and baroque decors, things like that. But there are also few tips and things I like to do when I do them, and things I really try to avoid. And the first thing, I always teach that to my apprentice magician and all the students who came to my workshops, is I don't want you to do that. Well, you can do absolutely as you want, but if you want to add, for example, a little arabesque over there, you're going to wrap all this afterwards with paper, whatever you have. You wouldn't do something like this on top of it, which I think is the easiest thing you may think of, you see? You do something like that. It's really not pretty, and when you're going to wrap it, you're going to guess you have done this thing, and it's not really nice. I really try never to do that. What I prefer to do is I like to cut two little strips of mulberry paper. I'm going to glue, and to glue my first piece nice and tight on top of the other. It creates something it's super even, that you don't have any ugly little things showing through the paper afterwards, or whatever you add, it's much better. But this is the way I like to do all my arabesque, my decors, and things I like to add to my pieces, and especially the dollhouses and all that, the balconies, all these things. So you see, it's just the same technique I used to create this old thing. I took it from a shelf. I don't really want to show you what it belonged to, but it's a little old, but it's still to show you how it can be afterwards. It's just the beginning, but you have something much more regular, I would say, using this technique. This would also be the way I create my characters. It's really the very beginning of the character when I just build the structure, the armature of the character. So I just wrap a piece of 1.1 millimeter iron wire because I like to have something quite thick, and another one for the legs. It's only one big piece wrapped around a dry newspaper ball. So that's the very beginning of all my characters, animals, pretty much everything with the legs and arms. So I hope you found this video helpful. I will also attach somewhere on the screen and also under the video the videos I made about mulberry paper, craft paper and wood glue, which are also very detailed video about these supplies I also use every day. So you may be interested in this one if you didn't already see them. Now, if you want to learn more about my techniques and all my paper secrets, you can dive into my online workshops. The link is also below and you will have the possibility to learn anything, any technique I use, doing some cages, some princess crowns, some shoe houses, characters, anything you want to learn about paper. I start to have quite a nice collection of workshops, so you can always join at any time, anywhere, when you want. Thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss the next videos.